Have you ever been in a tackle store and seen so many different prawn plastics and wondered, which one should I choose? Well, that's us today. We're comparing two of the best prawn soft plastics, in my opinion. We've got the Daiwa Bait Junkie, 2.35 inch, and the Pro Lure Clone Prawn, about a 2.5 inch. In my opinion, these are two of the best soft plastic prawn lures you can get on the market. Danchka, I'm gonna give you the honors. What would you like to fish with first?
I'm gonna say the Pro Lure.
Ooh, the Pro Lure Clone Prawn. So the idea of this challenge is we're gonna see who can catch the biggest fish, who can catch the most, and we're gonna compare the results to see what lures perform the best. And halfway through this challenge, we're gonna swap lures so that I'm gonna use the Clone Prawn, he's gonna use the Daiwa Bait Junkie, and we're gonna see what happens. This particular spot is a landlocked lake. This lake gets overfished heavily, which means these fish are gonna be really finicky. So we're actually gonna use hidden weight jig head system, 1/20th ounce size 1/0 hook, to make that profile as realistic as possible so that we can entice these big fellas and see which prawn outfishes the other. So here we go, we're gonna tie them on now. These are made by TT. I'm actually gonna tie on 6-pound leader. All right, time to chuck the little Bait Junkie prawn on. This one's in the red herring color. Now the reason I chose these particular colors is, first of all, it looks really realistic. Got that red herring color. Bit darker too for these murky conditions. And you can see that eyeball. It's that really orange eyeball, which will stand out really well. And there we go, we're all rigged up. That looks absolutely awesome. It's got these little indents in the tail which help give the tail that just extra bit of movement. Being hidden weight, you can't really see the weight there because it's inside the plastic, which is awesome. 6-pound leader, running 10-pound braid. So here we go, there's the little clone prawn tied on. Also hidden weight jig head, 6-pound leader. We're running pretty much the same everything. Okay, we are away, fellas. So here we go. Gonna chuck a little bit of S factor on to start with. And the idea is just to paddle around this whole lake and fish in these plastics. And hopefully all these fish will be, you know, on the edge of the drop-offs, just feeding up in the shallows. We've had a lot of rain yesterday. Some big storms in the area. And sometimes those rain and storm events, because it makes the water really murky, it can really fire up the fish. Now we've got high tide at about 3 o'clock today, which means there's a few drains back there which will start pumping in water, and we might even try a few liveys a bit later and plastics in and around the drain, because a lot of the time these big jacks will sit in and around there. So you can actually see there's a nice little drop off. Oh, more bait's getting pushed just over here. Very good sign. So I'm gonna let my kayak just drift right in the shallows here, which means I'll stop getting pushed around because that wind's proper. And where the drop off is, that's where there's a lot of these little jelly prawns and they're just getting pushed around by stuff. Hopefully we can match the hatch enough that our prawns that we're using now, they'll be keen enough to give it a go. Yep. Oh, Struth. Holy. It's just a big brim, eh? Holy. Holy dooly, he's a big brim. Holy dooly. It's a very good brim. I don't think so, but he's nice. That run! That first run! Same. It's a pretty tight drag, and there we go. We've got a nice brim. He's not 40, but he's a very, very nice fish. Just on the sink, I didn't even feel him eat. Well, there we go. That's the first fish for today. Absolutely inhaled that Bait Junkie prawn. Look at that for a fish. That would be in the 30s for sure. Probably, at a guess, low 30s. So that's one up for the Bait Junkie prawn. Danchika's already gotten a few hits, so we'll let this fella go and hopefully we can find some bigger models. Struth. That's a great brim. I'm gonna send it along the shallows there because they seem to be around. Oh, big hit in the shallows. Just those little finesse hops. Oh, and look, this is probably where we'll start getting jacks because it turns into more of a rocky edge. And hopefully, like, even if there's some little cruising jacks, hopefully they'll eat. Yep, that's a good one. That's a good one. Oh my, that's big. Wow. There's another one with him. Oh, this is a good fish. There's another one with him, look at them. Holy dooly. He hasn't actually done a whole lot. Okay, let's see if we can net him. This is a really nice fish. Yes! Wow! That's a good fish. We've really had to work for them, and there we go. That is a lovely little brim. 33 centimeters. Well, there she is. Probably slightly bigger than the last one, I reckon, but very similar, 33. See you, mate. There he goes. Into the depths. So, Danch, 2-1 to the prawn so far, the bait junkie. You've been close. We'll have to check to see if this drain's pumping out. We may have to swap plastics, Danch, soon. Okay, so here we go. We've got the drain pumping out with that higher tide. And you can actually see there's a heap of bait just sitting in there. And hopefully these bigger fish, they'll be attracted to those fellas and we'll be sitting nice and close, hopefully wanting to feed on them. It's definitely a mission trying to get them. Because with this particular spot, very overfished, so they've seen a lot of lures in their time and you've got to really match the hatch and get it as closely identical. Oh, Struth! I saw that eat that. Struth! He was hungry. Just in the shadows, I saw a few brim go for it. Absolutely clobbered it. Only a little fella, but wow, he took off. Oh, hey! Touched him. Touched him. There we go. Little man. I'll give him a quick release. He deserves it, but that's really cool. Just in that little shadow section. Okay, it is session 2 for the challenge of Bait Junkie Prawn versus the Clone Prawn. It's now time to swap plastics. Danchika's gonna use the Bait Junkie Prawn. I'm gonna try the Clone Prawn and we're gonna see what happens. So far, the Bait Junkie Prawn is 3-0 up, which is pretty hectic. So it'll be very interesting to try out the Clone Prawn, see what Danchika reckons of the Bait Junkie Prawn, and by the end of this session, we're gonna really know what prawn is the better plastic. Bait Junkie Prawn. You want it? Oh, flopping. That's all right. So there we go. Danchika's got his Bait Junkie Prawn. Tie that fella on. We're using the same setups, same everything. Let's get into it. So here we go. Time for me to use the Clone Prawn. We, our first little notice of both using the different lures, what we noticed was from Danchika using the Clone Prawn, he noticed that the plastic was getting really shredded up quite easily. And I don't think it's that TPE material. Like, it's not as stretchy and elasticy as the Bait Junkie Prawn. And yeah, the Bait Junkie Prawn didn't seem to be as shredded up, which is interesting. Okay, so there we go. Here's the little Clone Prawn. Another thing Danchika mentioned was the action on the Clone Prawn, it didn't seem to swim as well as the Bait Junkie Prawn. Like, when you let it drop, it just kind of flops a bit, which is interesting. I'm not sure why that is. So yeah, first evaluations, Clone Prawn probably looks a little bit more realistic, whereas the Bait Junkie Prawn swims better. Definitely something to keep into consideration. It's probably why I was getting more hits on the drop with mine. Let's give this a cast. We've still got that wind straight in our faces, so it's definitely tough, but hopefully the fish are keen. I'm actually gonna try some slow winds on the bottom with the Clone Prawn. Oh, tap. Yep, on. No way. Literally winding it along the bottom of the floor. Yeah, and I felt a thump. And I'm on the board with a flat scratch. Well, there we go. Clone Prawn, first cast, doing a bit of damage. And we've got this micro flathead. Release him, and there he goes. Look at him. Swimming right to the drop off, and 6 pound leader, it's flopping sketchy.
If we don't get anything in the stretch, I might go back to where we started again.
Yeah.
Just so I can get a brim or something.
Yeah. Yep. Yes, finally. That feels all right. Oh, that's a good brim. Wow. That's a nice brim. Look at him go. Oh, wow. I've been peppering for so long and we've seen some good fish along here. Finally hooked a decent one on the Clone Prawn and he's just digging at the moment. Oh, he's a beauty. Look at the size of him. He's a lovely fish. Phew! Finally! Been trying so darn long. Literally thunder in the background. Thanks for the landage. There we go. Look at the size of that brim. Look at that. He's 35.5. It's a solid fish. Solid as. Look at that. Got that little clone prawn in the side of his mouth, and so good to finally see this clone prawn actually doing a bit of damage here. And look at those legs. They're all chewed up. So there's obviously things pecking at it, and I did rescent not that long ago. Very happy with that. See, mate. Full hard too. There he goes. Go, Danch! Go, Danch! Got him! Danchka, this is the drought breaker.
It's a PB to do it too.
That is a drought breaker if I've ever seen one. That was the end of the challenge with the clone prawn versus Bait Junkie prawn. The first session, I was using the Bait Junkie prawn. I got 3 fish, 3 decent brim. 2 of them were decent, 1 of them was smallish. And then the second session, when I was using the clone prawn, I got a little flathead and a large brim. Danchka didn't get anything, unfortunately, on the clone prawn on the first session. Earlier he got a little brim, and he's still out there at the moment, so I'm not sure if he's gotten anything else. But yeah, I think that's come to the conclusion that the Bait Junkie prawn is probably better, in my opinion. It seems to have a better action. The fish seem to commit more to it, and I think that action just helps it make it look more realistic, because when you've got a lure that sinks down the right way up, it seems to just, yeah, really help entice the fish. And unfortunately, the clone prawn just wasn't doing that today, so I'm not sure if it had something to do with the hidden weight jiggered system, but it just wasn't sinking the right way up. So that's okay. We're actually going to try some live bait through here because the storms are coming. As you can see, this tide has changed and we've got water pumping out of this drain at the moment, and it's just going to get more and more hectic and more current through there. So the idea is we're going to try and get some good live bait, hopefully cast net properly, and then try in the drain, and then we're also going to kayak around the lakes and chuck live baits down. We actually did this on the first session, so I'll quickly roll back those clips of the jacks we caught. I got a big one, but I didn't get it on film. But anyways, I'll show you it. Got a few little biddies, a couple of little x-ray fish, not many. So I'm gonna probably try a little biddy. There we go. Just gonna chuck the hook like that so he can still swim. And we'll just send it out in this current. There's a few snags here, but it's not too bad. Got 10-pound leader running. Here we go. This could be really good. And we'll just chuck it there and let him hopefully swim out in that current. And I'm just gonna go free spill. So then if something does grab it, I can watch it run and I can just let him have it. Something might have this. Come on. Oh, yes! Yes! We've got a jack! Man, I'm not a good jack fisherman, but to get one first cast is unreal. He's a tiny little jack. See, mate. Yep, jack. Yes, another one. You ripper. There we go. Just another little man. There we go. Really nice jack. First proper jack of the season. Didn't get it on film. I'm such a funny guy. But anyways, flicking a live bait underneath that pontoon, 10-pound leader, little biddy with a little hook through it, and he just crushed it and just took off. Oh, there we go. How good. 44 centimeters. Absolute cracker. Whoop. That's a take. Yep. I've got a big tarpon. Holy dooly. Dant, I've got one of the big. I've got something massive. I've got a big GH. It just did me. There we go. Holy struth. That's a good fish. Stay on, dude. Dant. Struth. Dant. I need help. Hook something massive. Quick. Quick. Holy dooly. I've just hooked a Goliath. Stay on, dude. Quickly, Danch. This is huge. No idea what I hooked. I think it's a GH, but It could be a massive jack. Oh, dude. Don't do anything silly. Could be a Trev or something. Just went for a huge run. Stay on, buddy. What the flip? What have I hooked? This is huge. This is absolutely huge. Holy struth. This is absolute. Yeah. Like, this is really big. Hey, do you reckon you could take my rod? My other rod? Just hang on. Actually, it should be right. I'll just put it there. This is very big. He's just staying deep.
Yeah. Oh, that could mean it's a jack.
It could. It's just heavy. Stay on. I'm just taking my time. I've just hooked an absolute Goliath. I just want to see what he is. So heavy. Holy dilly. Proper head checks too. Oh no. What the heck? He's got me in something. There's no way. He's literally got me in something. Are you serious? How is there something in the middle of the lake? This is one smart fish, hey? How did he know there was something there? Since when is there structure in the middle of the lake? I've heard of this tactic before. If you fling it, it sometimes annoys them. And they sometimes can come out because they feel the vibrations of the line. Let's give it a go. I just can't even feel him anymore. Like, I just didn't have any say in the fight at all. It was just like, hey. Oh, hang on. I've still got him. No way. There's no way. I just felt him. I did just feel him. I definitely felt him. Holy, come out, buddy. The only other thing it could have been is like a massive cod and just got me in his cod hole. I'm just gonna, you can keep fishing. I'm not giving up. No idea. I think it's gone. Nah, it's got me in a snag in the middle of the lake. No idea. Holy crap. Holy struth. Holy struth. Holy crap. Holy crap. Holy dooly. Ditch, I got him. There's no way that happened. There's no way. Massive jack. Holy dooly. I knew he was on. I knew he was on. Holy dooly. He's got to be over 50, probably 60. I knew I had to persist it out. Holy dooly. I was just reviewing the footage and he was flipping on. He actually swam out. That's got to be the craziest thing that's ever happened. Guys, we just got this flipping huge jack. He sent it out into the middle of the lake and found a bit of structure. This thing has obviously been caught before because he was so smart. And I knew he was on it. I just waited for like at least half an hour there. I had to wait. I had to wait. We're gonna measure him. He's huge. Look at the size of him. Right. He's almost 57. He's like literally, yeah. Look at that. Look at that. He's just on 57, like scraping 57. That's crazy. I've just done it. 57 centimeter jack. literally got me in a structure in the middle of the lake and smoked me. That's crazy. Look at the size of him. I got to keep him in the water. Hooked him over at the trees. He literally towed me into the middle of the lake and found a bit of structure. And I'm a stubborn guy, and I knew I just had to keep him on and just wait it out because I knew he might actually come out. We just had a few hectic storms, and this thing's huge. I'll give you guys one last look. 57 centimeter jack. Look at him. That's ridiculous. I've been keeping him in the water in between photos and in between measuring. That's why it's so important to have a net with you, because you never know when these stonkers are gonna hit. Here we go. Let's send him in the shallows and watch him swim out. There he goes. He's away. Wow. I literally went from a couple of days ago not even catching a 40 centimeter jack, and we've almost joined the 60 club. Thank you, Danch. Thank you, Lord. I'm not even joking. I felt God tell me, just wait. Just be patient. You know, sometimes you gotta have patience in life. And as Dad would say, delayed gratification. And it happened. Thank you, Lord. Thanks for watching. That was crazy. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I think, unless we catch any other things, that's the end. And until next time, guys, make sure you like and subscribe so that you don't miss out on any other videos, because we're getting crazy videos happening. So yeah, cool. Till next time, see ya.